Hello, hello, and welcome to Kedrick Farms. We are back with another FS22 live stream. So let's get started here tonight. I'm excited to be here. We're making sure we got everything going here. Looking good, looking good. And I've got chat window open now. How's everyone doing tonight? We've got Old Man Jeb and Noggy from the members in the channel tonight. Good to see you guys. Stranded Canson and Randy Pepler from the staff team. JM Farms, good to see you, man. Mark Lewis, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to be getting the game all fired up here. I want to jump into things. We are going to be doing a little bit of more of a chill stream tonight. Answering questions, hopefully, and doing some farming, mostly because I need to get some tutorials out, and I've learned a lot about the game over the last several days, but we need to actually get some grain and stuff in our bins and things so that I can show off all the different parts of, like, production chains and stuff like that. So we're going to just actually play the game a little bit tonight, I think. And we've got some different things lined up. Oh, we're crashing already. But we'll try a few different things out tonight. I'll try and show off a few things. We'll get some stuff set up a little bit more nicely. I know we've covered just about everything in the game over the last 3 live streams, all the new stuff in FS22. But there's a lot of stuff that, you know, maybe people miss things, and it's kind of hard to go back into a 2 or 3 hour live stream and find specific things. So we'll be covering some different things here tonight as well as people ask questions. So VR's from Minnesota, good to see you again. Doing well, doing well. Just got done grabbing a quick late dinner with the family here. Little one's going to bed with mom right now. Argzy, welcome to the stream, man. Good to see ya. Living on a player. We do need the crash counter. Let me, well, we'll just keep running the crash counter. We've been running the crash counter since the previous stream, and it got all hung up. So let me see if we can just fire that up, because tonight, since I am just playing the game, is going to be one of those days where we have a lot of crashes, I think. There we go. So we'll reset that back down to 0 and pump us up by 1. There we go. So we haven't done a couple of things. One of my live-in actually reminded me we haven't actually planted anything with the planter yet to see what the row crop planted textures look like. We're cutting this guy off. He almost ran into us. So we're going to need to cover some of those things, and then we did a little bit of rock picking, but I haven't tried out the rolling aspect yet, so I wanted to cover rolling at some point tonight as well. Now, one of the things I've noticed is when I'm using this speed tiller, I haven't seen a lot of rocks pop up. I don't know why that is. I would expect at least a few rocks, but I have a field that has some rocks in it, so we're going to figure that out. Staying up late tomorrow night on a school night just to play the game. Nice. I know a lot of people are excited about that. And let's see. We've got a few other requests here. Show the bins. So my first live stream, we went into the bins with really good detail. And actually used the augers and the bins and stuff right at the beginning of the stream. That was the first thing we covered. So we might get to that a little bit later, we might not. But since we did do that, a pretty in-depth dive in that, I'd recommend checking out that video if you want to see those working in detail. Rolling and rock picking, yeah, for sure. We're gonna dive into rolling and rock picking today. I've got a field already with some rocks in it, ready to go. Is the Mack truck a mod? There is a version of it that's a mod, but all 3 Mack trucks are in the base game. Here, let's get going straight down. That's one I can actually show off super easy. We have 3 Mack trucks available in base game now, so you can take your pick. What wheel do I use? I'm using a Logitech, I believe it's a G29 or a 920. I actually can't remember now. It's the Xbox variation because I do use it on PC, and I do have some racing games on the Xbox that I had thought at some point I might play, but we never got around to that. All of my hardware that I use for my setup is actually linked in the description of the video. There's an Amazon link that has kind of a storefront page where I've just linked everything that I use for my setup. There's a couple of new items, maybe, like my camera, but other than that, everything should be in there. Do you plan to use automatic or manual most of the time? So for this weekend, I'm using automatic because nobody wants to see me struggle while we're just trying to learn some things about the game. For my Let's Play series that I am going to be doing moving forward, I'm going to try and do all manual. I got to finish getting my shifter set up the way I want it, but I've played with the manual a bit now, and it works so good. It's so much fun. That, coupled with the power steering, is a lot of fun. What happens if you don't pick rocks? They'll cause damage to your equipment when you run into them with other implements and stuff. So if I leave rocks in the field and then I hit them with a planter or with a harvester, I'm going to take damage to my machinery, is my understanding of how that works. So we're going to back right out here in the road. I'm sure there's some traffic coming. Take out that mailbox. Nice. This car isn't going to give me enough room to unfold. We're going to put sugar beets in this field because one of the things I need to do to get production chains going is have sugar, and growing sugar cane in the Midwest didn't seem very realistic to me. So we're going to grow some sugar beets. I'm located currently in Michigan, and there's lots of people doing sugar beets around me, so this will be kind of fun to play with, and we should get a planted texture. So let's see what that looks like. This does not look like a planted texture to me, so we'll have to switch it up and do some corn here again in a minute, because I was expecting a different texture here for planting. But we also need a bunch of corn for our production chain stuff. We played around with it a lot during the live stream today, and I realized if I was going to do a tutorial, I was going to need quite a bit more of it. So, and we're definitely driving straight here. My goodness. How long did it take for you to convert your sign from FS19? It wasn't overly hard. It probably took me an hour or so, maybe tops, but that was mostly just looking at the XML files for other mods in the base folder and kind of learning how the new XML stuff works in FS22. FS22, mostly because of the new build system, has a very different structure for placeables. So there's a lot of things to do with placeables that will likely be different, requiring some tweaks and stuff. And so, oh, I thought we'd make it. We definitely did not make that. Your mod HUD on PS4 won't download any mods. They might be patching it. They might be putting in some changes for FS22 or something. Who knows? Can you dump the rocks on the ground? That's a good question. I don't know. We're going to do a little bit of rock picking and rolling here in just a little bit. I'm going to get this done. Yeah, Corey, I should have done the end rows. This is such a tiny little field that I thought I could get away with it. But every time I think I can get away without headlands, it bites me. For games that have proper support for the 920, you can simply software recalibrate the brakes. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of in-game configuration for the 920 here. But the Logitech software has some really good options in it, so I just have to take a look at it. There are no official mods on the mod hub for FS22 the last time I looked, which I think was earlier today. So I think the only mod that was there, technically, I guess there's one mod. It's the that Kloss manure spreader, and that you could get if you pre-ordered. That's available for purchase for like $3, I think. So the only mod that I have in my game right now is the one that I created, which is the I didn't create it. Legacy Ag made it for me, but I converted it. Is the Ketterick Farms sign that was in the thumbnail for the live stream. I'll jump up to the farm here and show that off real quick and talk about what the process is there for converting mods. It was fairly straightforward. I'm gonna get this thing folded up here. Nagi, good to see you, man. There is a John Deere planter, yes. It's about the same size as this one. It's the 1770 NT. Good to see you, Derry. Have a safe trip home. Oh, and we'll definitely be doing some tutorials. I've been working with a few modders on trying to figure out how to get some mods into FS22. So I think I've got one other mod installed right now that's not quite ready to go. I don't know if he wants me showing it off yet, though. So we might accidentally walk into that one later. But I've got the Ketterick Farms sign in-gamed. It's a placeable. And where I ran into problems with this and, had to kind of go look at a bunch of XML files is this interface for placing things down is a lot different than it used to be. And so how to find things in the categorization here and decide that it needs to be in decoration other and get that all set up took a little bit of time. And so now we've got that all set up, and I can place, this sign down somewhere appropriately. The placement part where you can put things has changed a little bit in FS22 as well. And so it's just kind of working through those things to figure things out. So, how you guys doing? We'll see a lot of people joining the stream right now. Welcome to the stream. This is our chill, play the game, and answer questions as best I can stream. Steven, in 19, if you had to reset a trailer loaded with grain, you would lose the grain. Is that the same in 22? Great question. I have a trailer with some grain in it. Let's go test that out in just a second. That's a great question. I'm going to put this pallet up on the top real quick. I need to keep this honey going because the honey is extremely slow. We got the biggest beehive available here. I could probably put a few more down, but we're just going to deal with the one for now, and every time I'm up at the farm, I'm going to load a pallet here and shove it onto the truck. So this truck works out really well. All right, let's jump over here. I don't want to reset my full semi. We'll reset this trailer here. We've got 23,000 liters of corn in it, right? So I'm going to pull this out into the field so that it's away from things and I can click on it a little bit better. And we're going to see what happens if I reset it. We're right here. Let me hop out of it. I can't seem to click on the trailer, but maybe that's just because it's attached to something. Or maybe I have implements turned off. Trailers? Nope. All right, I'm gonna reset this vehicle. And now I see a trailer. I'm gonna reset this trailer. And then we'll tab up to something at the store real quick. Man, we got stuff all over. we're starting to get to a point, I guess, where I can't just tab around. So let's hook this thing up to that trailer and see what we got in it. It looks empty to me, though, so yes, it does clear out what you've got in the trailer. Lindsay, you hope hazards get added for console. Speaking of hazard lights, let me see if I can figure out how to do this. I'm going to go back to this view for 1 second, and we've got our little strobe light here. So when I turn on, oh, I guess I should go to gameplay. When I turn on the beacons in-game, I get, it doesn't come on the camera that well, but I get a strobe light here. So we finally hooked that up. If I turn off the tractor beacon lights, the light goes off. So that's just kind of silly, kind of fun. So I don't know. It's a gimmicky thing, but it's a lot of fun. Colt 45 Gaming, good to see you in the chat. There is no case quad track in base game. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. But Carl Farms has said, I think Nagi pointed out that that's going to be his first mod that he converts over for FS22. So, Nathan, it was pretty easy for the placeable. I mean, I had to go and do a lot of reading in the like base games mods, but once I kind of looked through them, it was pretty easy to understand how it worked and what we needed to do. All right, so we said we were going to look at rock picking and rolling here, so let's jump into that real quick. I'm looking for rollers. Here's a roller. And I'll just say I really appreciate all the subs that are coming in tonight. It's much, much appreciated. We're going to get this big roller. And this requires 350 horse. Let's see if we can find a small, medium tractor. Nope. We'll get a large tractor. I'll grab something different. Let's grab this Kloss TerraTrack. That looks like a cool tractor I haven't used before. We'll mix it up here, not necessarily just get the US style machines that I'm used to. And maybe I'll see if I can hop into it from here. There we go. Holy buckets, the chat just got blown up here. There's a lot of people in chat. Let's try not to spam. I will get to messages here eventually. We're still learning as we jump into different menus in here, so it kind of takes my attention to go through the menus, and then I'll glance back over here at chat. Austin, we'll probably get an X9 here in a little bit. We got to get some crops planted so that we can then go harvest, and I want to get... what do you call it? I want to get a bunch of crops in our bins so that we're able to do some production chain stuff tomorrow with FSG and the live stream. We want to test out how some of that stuff works with multiplayer. Do we get road track tire options? I assume you mean like row crop tire options. Most of the tractors do not have proper row crop tires. On the Case Magnum, though, you do get the row track. So I think you're talking like this. You can get the crawler tracks on it on the 3-meter spacing. $7R gets rear hub deals, that is correct. That's the only one I've found so far that's like that. Connor, yes, if you check out the first live stream I did yesterday at like 2 p.m., I covered augers and bins in detail. We set up a bin, we set up the augers, and we ran it through its paces. So I should have a field over here that is chock full of rocks. because I was just out there, and I think I might have gone the wrong way, but we'll find out. I think there's a way to get under this train track here. Hey, Jag, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Mark Lewis, I should do a stream with Squad. That would be fun. I actually got to go out and meet him. I visited his farm back in September. That was a lot of fun. All right, we're gonna try. I think this is a road down here. I don't think it's a creek. Oh no, it is a creek. I should have just gone over. There's a bridge around here somewhere. Give me a second. I took a wrong turn. So, I think in this version of the game, the rollers are just going to knock down the rocks here. So, I think it's this one here. We'll also try out the rock picker here in a little bit as well. This is a pretty big field, so we're just gonna head out here. All right, so let me slow down here. We'll hop out. So see how this field has all of these tiny rocks in it? This is what the roller is for. The roller should come through and put those little rocks down. Now, I think I need to cultivate this field first. So I don't know if there's a point to rolling this before we run a cultivator or a disc or something over it. But that was one of the things I want to experiment with. We're going to take this sign right out. In case you are wondering, you can still knock down the signs. Wow. Oh, wow, this thing is huge. I wasn't expecting this roller to be quite so big. So let's, we're going to run here, and you're going to see all the rocks are not going anywhere. I think this is because this only works on a cultivated field. So we're going to pick this thing back up and get the cultivator over here real quick, and we'll run the roller on after it, because it wouldn't really make any sense to do it at this stage anyway. Mr. Clock, welcome to the stream, buddy. Where's our big cultivator? We've got too many pieces of equipment. Everybody's gonna get dizzy while I jump through the equipment here. Walt Day, I did say that I had trouble when I pre-ordered through Giants. The issue was that they wouldn't accept my credit card. And it turns out that the credit card payment screen is case sensitive. And so you have to put your credit card name in exactly as it appears on your account. So definitely something to double check there for me. I just had to make sure I was typing it in the appropriate case, and then it started working just fine. Dan Siegel, you overload the rocks at the rock crusher for a small payment. Don't know if you can overload on the ground temporarily. Yeah, that's what I want to test. No tipper can carry rocks. Interesting. We're going to test it out here in a second. JM Farms, Council Edition. Oh, come on, car. Don't you do it. My gosh. Can't even slow down for me just a little bit. Luca, yeah, I'll show the planters in just a second. We just planted with the, oh, my brain hurts. The Kinsey planter. So we've got that one all set up to run here. We're going to come out here and plant corn in this field in a second. So we'll get to see the planted texture and all that. But I'll also just bring up the store here and show off all the planters in a second. We'll get this guy started with a worker first. I want to make sure this is going to work out for us. And I want to double check my settings and just make sure we've got rocks turned on. I thought I saw a setting for that in here somewhere. Maybe they're just always on. Fieldstone. So I will get fieldstones. There we go. Because, yeah, so we've still got the stones in the field here after we cultivate, which is what I want. And then I want to see if the roller's going to take care of them. But we'll let this worker go for a bit so he can get ahead of this giant roller. And I've seen multiple people asking for planters. So let's jump in here real quick and look at the planters. It bugs me that they have this little tiny itty bitty planter for the icon. Like, when I think of a planter, you know, we start around here and go that way. So, so we got a bunch of little European style planters. I'm going to assume that if you're watching my channel, you're most likely interested in some of these other larger style ones. This is actually a pretty big planter for a, I'll say what, you know, at least in my mind is more of an EU style brand. And then we've got a smaller Kinsey here. This thing's pretty cool. It does not have fertilizer. It's just seed. You've got your same Vaderstad that was in 17 or 19. And then we have the John Deere 1775 NT. This does not have fertilizer. So that's the benefit here to going over to the Kinsey, is that the Kinsey has the liquid fertilizer tanks and it's a little bit bigger. Maybe damage the cultivator. Should you pick them up first? I could, but I want to try the roller. So we're setting things up so that I can try the stone roller. So for these little stones, I should be able to run a roller over top of it and smooth it out. And that should get rid of the little stones, push them back down into the ground. Where for bigger rocks, I'll definitely need the rock picker. So we'll do some of both. So let me go ahead and buy a stone picker. We're going to use this big Degelman. And for this one, we were talking about it earlier. Let's grab the 7R with the narrow duals. We'll get this thing all set up in a mostly US style here. And I will grab that from the store with the rock picker, and we'll have an AI worker bring this down to the field for us. You move your face to the right of the screen. What do you mean by to the right of the screen? The left? The right? You're trying to get rid of my John Deere there, Mr. Clock? Depends on the planter. It could be liquid or solid. Luke's, I'm not allowed to give an actual, like, firm opinion on the game. What I will say is I can't give an opinion until Monday, I'll say, because we are under a review embargo. But I will say I've been enjoying myself, and we're going to be switching all of our content over to FS22. Starting on Monday, we'll be launching our new Let's Play series on this map. So we'll be playing normal, no cheats. For the live streams, we gave ourselves $100 million so that people could see things. But we're going to get into a normal Let's Play. We're going to try and go American style equipment, and that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. We'll blur the lines a little bit with some of the stuff, but I think we'll have some fun. J. Joe's got me. He's heard the same bit. He's probably asked that question a couple of times. Do. All right. We're going to test this rock picker out before we do the roller, just for the fun of it. Professional Kieran, 2 things. You can show me all the cotton harvesters, and will I be able to download FS22 on Epic Games Launcher? That is a good question. I don't actually know. I haven't heard anything about it being available on Epic Games. So the fact that they haven't talked about Epic Games at all leads me to believe that it might not be there to start with. So here's an interesting thing I hadn't noticed with the rock picker yet. So I was running it here. Here, let me get turned around. And you can see where I dragged the rock picker through the dirt, which is really cool. And you can see that I'm picking up some rocks here. I'm at 70 liters. And so it's got kind of this just grind them up and spit them out approach to rocks, which is cool. And so if I look here, turn on stone picker, I'm looking to see if I have an unload here option, which I do. So I'm going to come out here off of the field. Well, maybe I'll do it on the field just so I can see them and they're not in the grass. And we're going to do Control I. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I got a little pile of stone. That's so cool. So to whoever was asking earlier, we can dump them out. Now let's see if we can pick them up. Oh, no. Once it's in a pile, you can't pick it back up with the rock picker. That's interesting. So I suppose I would have to come out here with a front loader and do that. So let me get this thing out of the way for a second. We'll go grab a front loader on this tractor, and we'll see if I can scoop them up with a bucket. I'll just send him back to the store real quick. And then while we're doing that, I will grab a front loader for him. Front loaders. This one should be big enough. And a bucket. Oh, now I'm really curious. Can we download it tonight? I have no idea how to, if you're going to be able to download it or not. That's up to Epic whether or not they're going to do free pre-downloads. I know if you bought from Giants, you can pre-download already this weekend, but Steam isn't allowing that yet, is my understanding. So let's see here. Somebody wanted to see the cotton harvesters, and so you have both of the cotton harvesters, the base game one and the one from what do you call it? The DLC that came out in FS19. So that's kind of cool to have both of those options available in both base game. Is there header height control? So there is kind of a headers are smarter now in FS19 if it's a combine and header combination that is set up to have tilt in real life. They do like tilt with the terrain a bit. This worker is not handling the curves very well here, or the straightaway. And so they'll tilt if the ground is slanted a little bit, or they'll flex a little bit. But in my experience, it's a little. It needs a little bit of work. We've ran into a few scenarios where we weren't harvesting any crops because you got hung up on just a little bit of height change. But a lot of times, like you'll come across your combine has got to the end row and his header will be like tipped to the side because he'd been coming up on kind of a slant in the field as he got to the end row. So. J. Joe, it's funny, my left shoulder is actually pretty stiff from the force feedback. I'm not used to having the steering wheel jerk on me when I bump into things and I'm bouncing in the field, so getting a little sore after, I don't know, I've probably played for 12 hours over the last 2 days. Jesse, I can show you bales. I assume you just want to see what the bales look like if I spawned some up at the store. And we can take a look at the balers here in 1 second. Let me get across this bridge or we're going to have a crash counter problem here. There we go. P balers. We've got a lot of balers, actually. Where's baling technology? There it is. They've got just a ton of different baling options here. Most of them are, across the same 4 brands here. And I'll spawn some bales if you're curious what those look like. There are 3 different sizes of each of the bales. There we go. So we can scoop up the dumped rocks with a bucket. Can I scoop up the regular rocks in the field with a bucket? I cannot. So I do have to use a rock picker for that. Now, can I dump these back into said rock picker? Sorry, I'm not multitasking very well here. All right, I dumped them, but did they go on the ground? Yeah, they did. They didn't go into the they didn't go into the rock picker. No ability to get them back in the rock picker. Wow. Well, that one wasn't really my fault, but we'll take it. That car was booking. So that'll be one observation I have made. Traffic has not seemed overly improved in FS22. If anything, it's like way faster, way more aggressive, and it has crashed into me so many times. Right. Here, so let's look at that real quick. So there are a bunch of bin options here. So I'm not going to place them because I don't want to destroy this field. But if I pop them out here, you can see that there's a few different bin structures with like a stand-up dryers here. And so you've got 3 different sizes of these with different capacities, right? Same type of dryer. And then you've got the standalone style Meridian bins, which are just different sizes. And then you have some of these style where you've got like separate dump and load triggers with just varying sizes of bins. These will be good for kind of simulating more of an elevator type setup, in my opinion. And then you've just got a bunch of different silage type stuff. But then you also have some silo extensions for your different bins. So if you place these next to those other bin sites, you can extend your capacity. And so that's pretty cool. I think that stuff looks really well. It's just the beginning. We're getting so many achievements unlocked playing through this. Old Guy Gaming, well, in fairness, you did pull out in front of him. I did. I shouldn't have been in the road, so... Joe, Billy Bob, how long do you think it will take to get modded maps to FS22? I think it's going to be a while. There's some crazy modders out there who may work round the clock to get them out, but it's not going to be super easy. There's a lot of differences in the way FS22 does things for a lot of different reasons. Seasons being included in base game is going to be a reason. The way that the new build and placeable systems work is going to be a reason. And there's a lot of things that they've moved out of the XML and into Giant's Editor, which I think is going to make it easier to bring more features to console, just the way that I'm looking at it and interpreting it. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So this is interesting. I was expecting this roller to push these rocks down. They kind of talked about that, but it doesn't seem to be pushing any of the rocks down. Let's go look in the store. Maybe I've got the wrong device, or maybe they don't work. You can improve upper soil layer quality of your fields. So this doesn't say anything about dealing with stones. I was certain that was going to work on those rocks, but apparently no. Maybe these look like they're pretty small rocks though, right? Like maybe some of these, I mean, these are small. We would have never used a big Degelman like that to pick up rocks this size. You know, you'd throw a couple of the bigger ones in the rock box, but you know, the roller would push most of these down. I mean, there's a ton of them here, right? I would be here for a month trying to pick these up with the Degelman. Maybe, am I missing something? Maybe there's a way to activate this. I've got it folded. Yeah. That's weird. I mean, it looks like it's probably fertilizing if I read that correctly. We've got seed bed now. Lime. Nope. I'm not getting a fertilizer bonus. So strange. Does the help menu mention anything about rocks and rollers? The help menu? If I had to complain about anything, the help menu is like useless. Miscellaneous. Special crops. Improving yield. Use a mulcher on stubble to increase your yield by 5%. Grass rollers push small stones back into the ground. Provide you with a 1 stage of fertilization. Rollers for fields also remove small stones and furthermore increase your yield by 5%. When cultivating and plowing, when you drive over them, you can get damaged. Smaller stones can be removed with a roller, while bigger stones need to be collected. I don't know. Are you disking, not cultivation? Well, I mean, I'm using a, what do you call it? A disc harrow, which is used for shallow cultivation of fields. I can turn off the rocks and settings, yes. Try the smaller roller. We can do that. I don't think it's going to make a difference. It's the same brand. Bye. We'll send the other tractor up there to get that. The rock picker worked for sure. We did try that. What can you tell us about cattle / other animals? So they did have beef cattle, but they don't have really a concept of calves. You can buy your beef cattle at different ages, from 0 to 12 months to 18 months, I believe, and then feed them up to the weight that you want and sell. But there was no visual difference in the actual cow models. Yeah, Glazy, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not working here, so... It said grass roller. Is there a different roller in another category? Oh, that's true. That might be... that might be the case. Let me take a look at that. Is there a... Because I did remember seeing a grass roller in a different category here. Grassland care. What is this then? Oh, that looks interesting. Let me buy one of these. When you get a chance, could we look at the new Grimmy machines, please? I haven't seen them. Yes, we're gonna do... Well, that's probably more potatoes than sugar beets. I was planning on doing some sugar beets here in a few minutes. We just planted them. We're gonna skip a couple days and harvest some. But I'll show off the equipment here in just a second in the Grimmy category. Let me send... I'll try and send this worker back using the drive function. It doesn't always work out for us, but we're getting used to it. Go there. Good deal. Grimmy would be... Well, we can do it actually by brand. I haven't used the by brand screen. And let's see here. So, we've got this, which I believe is the same as what was in 19. We've got the planter. We've got a slightly wider planter, so the 3 meter and the 6 meter. And then you've got, what is this? The chopper, the topper. You've got the pull behind harvester. Oh, we've got a decent-sized, fully automated. This is the sugar beet. Oh, so they do have the sugar beet equipment in here, too. You got a topper, the pull behind, and then our belts. So we'll bust that out here in a few minutes. We're gonna be doing the Beet technology here, and so you've also got the ropas for the harvesters in here as well, which is kind of cool. And so we'll test those out here in a little bit because I need me some sugar beets. Would you still get the Class Xerion saddle track pack if you couldn't pre-order? I haven't taken a look at it yet. I've actually not used that code that I've got that code. I haven't used it yet. Partly because I'm just not sure if I would. Wow, really? I don't know if that counts. That was the helper. I think you have to cultivate it before getting the fertilizer stage. Maybe. I don't know. It seems odd. I do want to just check this out and see if this is a different type of roller that's actually going to help with the rocks here. Are there different storage for beets and potatoes? Great question. I haven't actually tried that yet. That's part of why we're doing some sugar beets. Low loaders and chainsaws. Yeah, for sure. How's the terrain editor in FS22? For actually editing terrain, I will say it's largely the same as 19. Not a lot of differences. For doing things, though, like... yeah, this doesn't seem to be doing anything either. For actually placing placeables and stuff, the system is a lot better, in my opinion. Alright, so this doesn't appear to be doing anything any different. This might be considered the larger rocks. I don't know. Having a time. Alright, so we've rock picked. We're not rolling very successfully here, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Low loaders and chainsaws, I can definitely show those off real quick here while I'm thinking about it. So we've got the new Demco, which is pretty awesome. It pretty much just has the extension up here. The I forget what you call this, but you know, the block stuff from flying off into the tractor cab. And then you have the Load King, which has the 2-ramp version or the full ramp version here. So that's pretty cool. Low loaders are so much cooler than they used to be. Vehicle strapping is automatic. I guess I could show off the other ones here. So you've got the short one that'll lower down to the ground and you can drive something onto it. Or you have the Fiegel, kind of a shorter pull behind style low loader. But what I like about... wrong button, now we're saving. What I like about the low loaders now is when I load something onto it, it's so much better because it automatically straps to the trailer. So if I jump up here, for example, and I want to put that 9RX onto this trailer, unlike in FS19 where I'd need a different mod to actually keep it on the trailer, it'll do it automatically here for us. So we'll unfold these ramps here real quick. And then I'll demonstrate because I played with this the other day and I thought it was really snazzy. Especially for my driving. Headboard, that's the word I'm looking for. Alright, let's take this slow so we don't fall off because this thing is a little wide. And then, if we... Oh, I should probably shut it off. If we come in here and strap it down, see how I get yellow straps instead of the typical orange straps? And you probably noticed that the tractor kind of jiggled a little bit as it snapped into place. And so if I come over here and, I don't know, I'll find a ditch or something here, you'll You'll notice with my crazy driving that it doesn't just fall off. I mean, it's not shifting in any way as the trailer moves and I come around the corner and stuff. So this is a huge improvement now over previous versions of the game. Wonder what the weight limit is on that trailer. Yeah, exactly. I should have got the bigger truck. What does it do if you run out of fuel? I've not run anything out of fuel. It's going to take a bit to get to that point in Farm Sim. Farm Sim doesn't use fuel very fast. So, anyway, I thought this was cool. Like, I mean, I'm taking this turn really fast. In 19, this would have fallen off by now, right? So, very cool. Jesse, we did snow plows in the previous series, so I'm not going to fast forward to snow, but essentially you've got the snowcat here, which will kind of do grooming and level it out, but leave the snow there. And then you have a whole category here for winter equipment with 3 different size plows. This is more of a truck size, where this is more of a tractor size. And then you have a salt spreader. So... will grass dry without a tedder? No, it will not. They did not implement that grass drying mechanic. As far as I've seen so far, I've tested it a little bit and it didn't seem to dry. I think you do need a tedder. Just checking all of our jobs here. We're getting, all of our equipment's getting stopped up here. So let's, bring this up to where we're storing our grain here real quick. Can you show the pull behind trailers for small trucks? I think that was... I don't know that there's that many in here. You've got this one that you could hook up. That's got a hydraulic on it, though. So you've got this one is your only real option for, like, pickup trucks, I think, is this little one. And then you got the refrigerator wagon for production chains and your fuel wagon. I don't think you've got any other small trailers. ArgZ, weeds are blanket across the field. Boo. Sad face. Is there an American version of the 4755? That's a great question. That would be what, medium tractors? 4755. No, sir. You've got just kind of the standard version here. At least it doesn't have EU signage, but you do have kind of the wonky lights down here. And almost all of the duals in the game are clamp-on like this, so you don't have too many US-style duals. There's a couple tractors like the 7R that you do, but most tractors are going to be clamp-ons for duals. How does shifting work on the gearbox on the vehicle? So there's 3 modes for shifting. There's automatic, which is what we're doing here, where it'll change for you. There's manual, which means I will either push a button up or down to shift gears, or I can set up a button for each gear. When I say button, that could be my gear shifter. Then I can map the shifter each to a specific gear, so as I shift, it'll put it into that gear. But then there's the third mode, which is manual plus clutch. So you have to push the clutch in if it's in gear to start your vehicle, and then you actually have to apply throttle and release the clutch to kind of get going. If you just release the clutch without any throttle, your vehicle will stall. And so it operates more like a typical clutched vehicle, which gets a little bit weird because that's how you might expect a truck or a car to work. But then with a tractor with something like a power shift in it, you would expect that to work a little bit different. So you've got to kind of figure that out. All right. Use the roller. You need to use a deep cultivator, not a disc harrower. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, the rocks are either there or they're not. Like, The rocks are definitely there. I should be able to roll them. Yes, you can shift on a controller, Hayden. From what I've heard, it's a little bit odd. DJ Goham was talking about it. I haven't actually tested shifting on a controller. I don't use a controller often. You cannot interact with the grain dryer. There is no grain drying mechanics in FS22. John Cook, I edited the save game XML file to add a bunch of money so I could show things off during the live stream. All right, we're going to park this here. We've got quite a bit of corn built up here. We need to get some more corn planted. So we are over here, and you're saying that I can't do light tillage if I want to get rid of these rocks. I have to do deep tillage. I wouldn't want to plow, though. I assume you're talking about, like, normal cultivation. So I'm going to pull this forward. And we're going to get this guy out of the way as well. And we'll go get I'll call it a normal style cultivator here, and we'll see what happens. Trucker Kid, I did a whole live stream on just the animals last night. So check that one out if you're curious about animals. I went and we placed all the cow sheds. We went through the whole process start to stop. And then we looked at a bunch of the other animals as well in the menus. I'm looking for that 9RX. Where did I leave it? On a trailer somewhere. There we go. If I start this thing up, can I get off even though I'm strapped? I can't. See, that's even cooler. I can't even get off because he's still strapped to the trailer. Boom. There we go. No accidents. He's not coming off at all. And this is how you unload a 9RX from a flatbed, just in case you were curious. So we're going to go grab a different piece of tillage equipment here real quick, because I'm really curious to see how that works and answer that question. Do the standing silos convert grass to silage? No, we don't have any harvestors in the base game right now. The Super B trailer from Load King. We do have a Super B trailer here. It's right here at the end. And you can see we've got that. Actually, I can buy one. We can look at it up at the store real quick while we're up there. And I need a piece of tillage equipment real quick so I can send this guy back up. So we're going to do... I don't want to do a plow. We'll get a regular cultivator and see if there's a difference between this and a disc. We'll get this one. Just out of curiosity. Let me get this guy sent up there. Nope. Stop. I hit the wrong button. We need you to go here. And I'll grab a truck for this thing real quick. We'll just pull it out of the way. Where are we at in the chat? Can you do a video on that for the one that don't know how? Yes, DJ Goham also did a video on money early yesterday, I think. So if you're looking for it right out of the gate, you can check that out. Chainsaws. Yeah, I'll show off the chainsaws here. 1 second. So we've got the Super B. I'm loving this trailer, especially as we just kind of circle around the shop here. You know, having it move, and the trailer, the back trailer kind of bends left and right as you change elevations with the different stuff. It looks good. I liked it a lot. So I'm gonna leave this guy here. And chainsaws. If I recall, we have a lot of chainsaw options, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh, we've got 4. Stithel, Husqvarna, Johnson Red, and McCulloch. Oops. No, we need a Stithel. And just like FS 19, you pull it out like so. And I think, yep, hold the right mouse button, you can rotate. So, that's cool. The Brent Gravity Wagon? All right, well, I wasn't supposed to show that off, I don't think, but since y'all saw it, I've been working with some modders to in-game some FS19 stuff. As you can see, we're still working out some issues with texturing and different things. We don't have access to the Giants editor until Monday, I believe. So, mods coming soon. Any new grain trailers? So we've got, what I'm looking forward to, we got this big conveyal, which is going to work out really cool for seed and fertilizer delivery. And then the Demco is pretty nice. We've demoed that a bit in a few different fields. We had that out in the other field, right? We just reset it. This is the same Elmers we had in 17. You've got mother bins. You've got the, is it Amity Beet technology wagon here, which is kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we have a lot of different trailers. I'm looking forward to the side dump Demco. This is going to be cool for root crops. And then, you know, we've just got a lot of trailers. Some of them are the same. Some of them are a little different. I'll admit the EU style trailers all kind of look the same to me, where I'm sure for, you know, somebody in the EU that's not used to seeing like Wilsons and Load Kings, these probably look the same over there. So, yep, we've got a few different trailers. The mother bin. So, all right, we can't not show off the mother bin. So we'll get the biggest of the mother bins. And look at this thing. Is that not just ginormous? So it cracks me up that they'll put something like this in the game. But, like, the maps are so small. There's nothing to justify a mother bin this big. I'm looking for our 9RX. Where did I leave that 9RX? I think I just sent it up to the store. So we'll get a big tractor here to pull this. What's the biggest thing we got? The Versatile. We'll do that. There we go. Does the shifter move in the semi? Good question. I don't know. Have I noticed a difference with the AI driving? I have not. Like in the field, the workers, I haven't noticed a huge improvement. I'd say it's about the same in my opinion. For the stuff on the road, that's kind of cool. It's different. Wow, that thing swings wide. We almost took out that light pole. So, as you can see, I mean, this thing is just ginormous. There's no legitimate use for this on the maps that we have at the moment. Once we get into having, 4X and 16X maps again, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait. So, I know Argsy is going to be busting this out in his series. This is his kind of series for sure, so we'll definitely be waiting for an excuse to use this, but I don't think there's enough fields on the map to fill this guy up. T-Man, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Odds that the AI driver can deliver the mother bin, 0%. Yeah, it's not, like, once you get this thing full of grain, you would never move it anywhere, right? It's meant to sit at the end of the field and hold grain, not drive anywhere. All right, let's see. Steel. Guy, the staff team's making fun of me because I don't pronounce my brands correctly. It's all good. What were we looking at? There was, when will Giants start taking mods? Well, they're not releasing the Giants editor until Monday, I've heard. So I assume some point after that. Now we were, oh, that's what we were doing. We are going to test rocks with the 9RX. So let's jump into the 9RX and test that out here real quick. So I don't think the kind of tillage that we're doing makes a difference here, but it's really easy to test, so we might as well do it. Is the steering wheel that I use worth it? That's a really hard question for me to answer. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's with the force feedback. It's kind of cool to use. But it's kind of up to personal taste, I would say, as to whether or not something like this is worth the investment for you. I honestly don't use it that often until more recently. So I can't see necessarily everybody liking to use it. It's a lot to set up, and you got to kind of move it in and out of the way if you're going to use your computer for something else. Oh, T-Man, you've missed it. I've run over so many road signs today. I don't think there's hardly any signs left standing on the map. Alright, this field might just be glitched out too. Who knows? You know, there's been some bugs and things that we're still running into here, so I know you're supposed to be able to roll the rocks that pop up from the cultivator, so the fact that we're not actually rolling any of these under with either of the rollers that we've tested is not a huge surprise to me. We'll try the other one last time here, and then we'll move on to something else. Wonder how big the tweaks will have to be for maps and vehicles. So vehicles, I think, will be not as big of a deal. There's some like texture changes and stuff, it looks like. Oh, we're gonna get stuck on the railroad tracks, aren't we? There's some changes, but it didn't look to be too major. I think that maps are gonna be a bigger deal because a lot of things are changing with the way traffic works, with the way we've got all these AI helpers that can drive around now. So, you know, how does that work on a map? Seasons is built into the map now. There's a lot of things that moved from the XML into Giant's Editor. And so from the little bit of experience I have kind of poking around in the XML files now, I would offer that I think maps are going to be a little bit more detailed to convert. Yeah, so this doesn't seem to be doing anything different here, so we'll knock that out. Dun dun dun. What do we got? Forestry equipment. You know what? Let's grab something. We'll grab one of these and run up there. I'm gonna grab this thing here. I'll just show what we've got. So we've got the Raptor here that you can hook up to stuff and move around. This Cobra hybrid is like a portable wood chipper, I believe. So you can stuff your trees right into the side and get your wood chips right out of the gate, I believe. We've got a few different log trucks, a few different cutters. We're going to get this one. This was the DLC in FS19, right? So if I shift tab, can I get to the stuff up at the store faster? No, I cannot. There we go. So here's the Rotna, I think it's called. And if we take this up here, I think there's a forestry section somewhere right back here. Where's the forestry section? Is that up here probably? Yeah. So let's tell this guy to drive up here, and we'll check back up on him when he gets to the forestry section. I'm gonna see the drop deck load king. We just got that out, I think. That's what we loaded the 9RX onto. One second. I'm gonna get this guy out of the way, or this forestry equipment isn't going anywhere. There you go, bud. Tab, tab, tab. Oh, there it was. I believe this is the Load King. And so I like this one because it's got the double wide back ramp, which is snazzy. Could you... Where are we at? Do I create mods for the game? I do create mods, a few mods. I've done a few script type mods. I haven't done a lot of like 3D modeling type mods. Not really my strong suit. I do a lot of conversions and edits and stuff like that, so. Can we see the Mahindra side by side? Oh. That was part of the base game, or the game last time around, I'm pretty sure. So it's in the car section. So you've got the same Mahindra side-by-side type deal from FS 19, which is totally awesome. Have you loaded the triple hopper with 3 different crops yet? I did load the triple hopper with different crops, at least 2. I can't remember if we got to 3 completely separate, but it does hold different things in different hoppers. So, I like this thing. It goes pretty fast. It works well. I was playing with it earlier. You can really kind of get some good slide and crash into things, which is always fun. Have you loaded? Where are we at? Are you going to be making a beef production mod into the game? I don't know. I haven't really thought about the production stuff too much outside of maybe doing something with a grain dryer. This guy is slow. He's really ticking this guy off. The one thing I do like with the force feedback steering wheel is when you're driving something like this around and you bump into stuff, a lot of times it'll like give you a little jerk and juggle. Stutter, I don't know what the right word is, but it's a lot of fun to drive things around with it. How about the stock trailer for cows and pigs? Do they have one for the semi? Yeah, so that's the only one that they have now, which I thought was really interesting. So you have 2 horse trailers, and then you only have the 1 semi-trailer to haul animals. There's no smaller trailer anymore. So we'll show off one more piece of equipment here, and then I'm going to jump over to, we got to run some more crops here. So the 7810, you've got the front loader or not, and then you have wide tires. I'll go from this angle maybe. Narrow tires, rear twin wheels, which is the clamp-on fat tires, clamp-ons on the front as well. And then back to standard. So not a ton of options there. There's some different tire brands, but they all end up being the same. All right, we got to get back out here. I needed to be planting corn in this field. So I got to find our corn planter in this mess of equipment. Oh, there it was. And we're going to bring this over here to the field we've been working on and plant some corn. I want to see if the corn is going to look any different when we plant it. And then we got to move the clock forward. We got to get into the sugar beets here because I really needed to get me some sugar beets in the bin somewhere and figure out how we store sugar beets. Come on, you can do it. It pulls hard up those hills. Yeah, T-Man, it's interesting. There are a few categories that the equipment is pretty limited in. Like, I feel like some categories we have tons of options, and then some categories it's like, well, I guess I'm going to use the one thing that we have to do this with, like the animal trailer. All right, let's see here. We seem to have a lot of garbage on our field right now. While that unfolds, let me go clean this stuff up. JD Farmer, welcome to the stream. How you doing, man? ArgZ Gaming, have a good one. Glad you could swing by. Looking forward to getting into some multiplayer with you here next weekend or the weekend after. We'll see what everybody's schedules have. It's going to be a blast. Robert, I have not seen physical cosmetic damage. Like, if I crash into anything, I'm not going to get a scratch on my tractor, I don't think. Alright, we're going to pull this guy out here. There we go. And we're going to get this guy pulled off of the field as well. And then we're going to go at it here with the planter. If I could add one thing to FS22, what would it be? That's a great question. Let me think about that one for a minute here while we get the planter set up. I hadn't really considered that. You could probably add in cosmetic damage. It'd be hard, though, because, like, you'd have to be tracking where you hit the vehicle and a bunch of other stuff to make it a worthwhile mod, I feel like. Alright, so here we go. I know Livin was interested in this. Plant enough. A little help can go a long way. Plant get enough. I must have planted enough different kinds of crops. So here's our planting texture. So you get the strip, you know, where the seed went in rather than the seeded look or the drilled look. So we do have a different texture for planting corn than we do for seeding with a drill of some kind. It's just weird to me that I didn't get this texture for my sugar beets when I use the same implement. So I like this, though. It looks good. Did I pay to get the game? I've actually bought probably 4 or 5 copies of the game. However, this is the early release copy that Giant sent me to do streams this weekend as a bronze partner. So I really like the texture here, though, for planting. I think it looks good. Feels a lot better than the previous, where it was the seeding and the planting textures were identical. So that is pretty cool. The rocks are annoying. I think this field is bugged, though. I don't know. It doesn't feel right because we rolled it, we cultivated it, and we got just a ton of rocks out here. So I have no idea. Can you mow bushes down now? Ooh. There's a question I haven't been asked yet. Let's get a big mower and go find out. We'll find some bushes. Welcome to the stream, Farmer Tech. Good to see you, man. There are no mods yet. I mean, I converted my own mod from FS19, so I guess we could say that officially I have the first FS22 mod in my game right now. They take away any crops from FS19. I don't think so. I think they only added crops. If we come in here and take a quick look, we've got, I think we've got all the same crops from before. We've added sorghum, grapes, olives. Yeah, I think all the other crops are here. Just all the new stuff for productions. You know, you've got your greenhouse veggies and stuff. Oh, let's stay on the road. Is it still magic seeds or is it wheat seed for wheat? No, it's still just one generic seed type. All right. I think we've got some bushes on ground that we own right back over here that we can test with. I want to say we own like this section. Whoa, not in the trees. Whoa. Here, let me get across the road here, maybe. I'll see the deer running through the field there. I thought that was a cool addition to the game. Run, deer, run. All right, let's try this out. So there you have it. We're not cutting down those bushes, but we're cutting the grass. So the short answer appears to be no dice on cutting down the bushes. Now we know. Is there electric cars like tractors in the game? There is an electric tractor still. So we have an electric forklift now, which is cool. We've got a couple of these that we used earlier today for our production chain video. And then if we come up into small tractors, we have our electric Rigitrack, which I love this little tractor. We just did all of our achievements on FS19 and we use this tractor for that. So you do have a couple of those. And then we also have methane power as another alternative energy source. So that's what we've got. There's a mulcher. Maybe it cuts bushes? That's a great question. Where did we see that mulcher at? I thought mulchers were for cutting the stubble on the fields, though. Like I know we have this one for cutting the grapevines. Plants, weeders. I'm missing it here. I know I am. 222 mowers. Nope. Mulchers, there we go. So these were more for crushing the crop stubble. It looks like especially in between grape and olive farming. Ooh, look at that thing. That looks mean. Oh, hey, this is like a more typical stock chopper style. That's kind of cool. I'm going to buy one of these and go see what it does in our cornfield. Save the game, and we'll jump into a tractor with that and see what it does. I'm curious. I haven't done anything with the mulcher yet. I haven't tried a Massey Ferguson yet. Let's give this guy a try. We'll do something like that. All right. Here we go. I used to actually run a operation like this back in the day. We used to do stock chopping on all of our corn ground. This was before you had knives on the corn header. Yeah, that's very similar to the rock picker that the Millennial Farmer has. The government subsidy thing was a mod in FS19, so that doesn't exist quite yet here. John Cook Landscaping. We did a bunch of that yesterday in our stream. I'll show that off here in just a few minutes, though. Again, it's kind of cool, especially how you place fences and hedges and stuff has improved drastically. So we'll show that off right after we get this thing run up here and test this out on our cornfield. We've got a, whoops, missing our turn. We got a cornfield right here, if I can manage not to crash into everything, that we should be able to test this out on. So typically I think this style of mulcher is actually going to dig up the dirt, where for corn ground I would have run it on top of the soil and not dug into the dirt. I would have just chopped up the residue. Oh no, this is going to just chop up residue. Perfect. So you can also run something like this over like cotton ground or something like that. But look at that. So we're chopping up the leftover corn stalks, and I believe that's going to be leaving me a fertilizer bonus on this field. if I come into here, get rid of the plowing, and where I'm not seeing it. I was expecting to see a fertilizer bonus for doing this on this field, because that's, I'm pretty sure that's what that's supposed to do. So there might still be some bugs here because our rocks weren't working, and now this isn't leaving a fertilizer bonus. It did seem to say that we would get a bonus for doing this. So can you put your sign mod on console mod hub? I don't think Giants is going to approve a YouTuber's logo for a sign in the mod hub. Whoa, builds. I will be doing a series. I'm planning on kicking off the first Let's Play episode on Monday. I avoided doing that over the weekend here because I thought that I would spend my time in videos and live streams kind of focusing on showing the community things, not just trying to get my normal content out. So we've been all on recording some tutorial content, and we're going to get that edited up here soon and just showing features off here. Can you walk in the field and see if you get your fertilizer bonus? Yeah, there's nothing there. Like, the field info thing updates slowly too, but I haven't seen anything with that. Mr. John, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you, sir. But this just brings back some real good nostalgia for me. Chopping stalks in a cornfield. Like, I spent, multiple years sitting in a 4240 running a 6-row stock chopper across corn grounds. So this is kind of cool. I'm digging it. What wheel do I use? I use the Logitech G920. All of the equipment that I use in my YouTube setup is in the video description. So if you go down in the description, there's an Amazon link, take you to a storefront that shows you everything I use for my equipment. Legendary. Everybody get the feed state after tillage? Maybe, I don't know. That's a good question here, though. Oh, let us see. Let us see here. So we've done that. We need to get the rest of our corn planted. So let's tab through this until we find the equipment over there. Let's get this guy pulled off of the field. Oh, this is the wrong field. Hang on. Here we are. So we're still planting corn here. Still loving this corn planting tech. Wait. Where'd my corn planting texture go? I don't think it's planting anymore. Is it just because we have a different texture here? We're about to have a freak out moment, folks. Let's see. I have to find the growth state. Everything's in plowed. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong field. Whew, there we go. We are indeed planting. It's just really hard to see the... This looks more like the seeded texture than the planted texture to me. So I'm going to write a note down here real quick, like we've been doing in our streams all weekend. Part of my commitment to Giants was that I would take some notes. We're at 1 hour, 30 minutes. No planted texture. There we go. Apologies for the interruption here. That'll remind me to write that up in a ticket to have somebody from Giants take a look at that. So, good times. Yeah, Whoa builds, the new corn textures look really good. I agree. Absolutely loving the new textures. Can you no-till with that planter? That's a great question. I haven't tried and do any no-till yet. I haven't seen a direct drill option in the store. Let me take this headland off here and start the worker off, and then we'll... Actually, we've got a long way to go down this side. I'll let him go. Let's take a look at that and see if it says it's a no-till. Planters... So normally it would say like this one here. There you go. This seeder offers the potential to seed directly, no previous cultivating or plowing necessary. So the John Deere it doesn't have fertilizer, but it can direct drill or no-till. The Kinsey can't. So that's a trade-off there. I don't know how realistic it is, but that's your trade-off. Find your farm, clean farm. I have I've got equipment all over the place right now. Oh, we're missing a strip. I can feel living twitching from all the way up in Canada. We'll swing back around and pick that up here. Farmer Joe, how many slots would console players have? I don't know off the top of my head, but they made a post recently. If you look at their blog on the Farming Simulator website, you'll see that the slot count has been drastically increased over FS19, is what they've said. Up to 300% is my understanding. So check that out if you're interested. I don't have a console. So I don't know how to compare that to where FS19 was. So you definitely want to look at that. Kentucky farmer, you'd rather have the Kinsey in real life, best planters out there. I've never gotten to run a Kinsey. I've seen a few of them out in the field, but I've never run one. I've had a lot more experience with John Deere planters. We actually used to have a Buffalo planter back in the day. So now somebody was asking about header height control earlier. I'm not sure if they're still in the stream, but this is what I was trying to explain. With the header will adjust based on if you're on a hill or not. It'll actually tip the header a little bit to help it stay with the height of the ground. And so sometimes when the worker stops, the header's at kind of a funky angle here. So it's kind of funny, but it really helps out when you're going through the fields. Helps keep the header real close to the ground. And so we're going to just pull this guy off of the road here, get him out of the way so we can wrap up planting this corn. And then we got to fast forward. I did want to get into some sugar beets here, and we're running out of time. Oh, the woodcutter that went to the forestry section. Great reminder. Let's jump up there, because I believe we've got him here already. And did I buy the forestry section? Oops. There we go. We're going to buy this. Oh, that was over $1 million. All right, here we go. Me and forestry equipment. It's been a long time. Change cut length. 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or just 8. All right, we're going to go for an 8 meter length. We're going to unfold it. Myopic, I have found the corn maze. We actually went through it in last night's stream. And then I have found a number of collectibles as well. All right, so I have adjustments forward and back, left and right, up and down, extend, not extend, pivot my thing. All right, let's do this. We're going to stick this out here. We're going to turn it on. And we're going to, I got to lower it. I got to remember which key that is. There we go. Cut. Oh, yeah. And we got an achievement. And then I think I can just push X to keep cutting. There we go. We've got trees. It's that easy. We'll do one more and I'll see if I can lift it up a little bit better here. There we go. This is where I miss my side panel that I had before. I found doing forestry and stuff was a lot easier with a side panel. Oh, we tipped that tree the complete wrong way. We're making the actual loggers in the stream here cringe, I know. All right, let's we'll do this. All right, we're gonna call that here. Maybe we'll do some logging in one of our series here at some point. I think we're gonna get to a point on this map where we're looking for things to do while we wait for new maps to come out. So we'll play with that some more. Somebody asked a little bit ago if I'd gotten a chance to use the new Beet cart. I have not. That's one of the reasons why we want to do Beets here. And so let's jump back here. We're almost done. Well, we were almost done planting the corn. Can I jump over here easier? There we go. This guy doesn't seem to be functioning so well on his own, even though we do have a headland pass. It looks like it's at too steep of an angle for the worker to turn around. And so this goes to the question that somebody asked earlier, that the AI helpers don't seem to be that different, I would say, from how they were before. Igor, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Do you know if they will add hazards to console? I do not know if they're going to add that or not. Can I show off the USB hazard light? Yeah, we did that earlier. I'll do it again. So if I turn on my beacons on the tractor here with the home key, I get a flashing beacon here. I don't think it's going to show up terribly well on the camera, but all I have to do if I hit home and turn off the beacons in game, I no longer have a flashing beacon on the USB hazard. So I thought that was a cool thing. It's a little gimmicky. It's really bright in person, so I mean, it really lights up my room. You know, I don't know how well it shows with the way the lighting is in here, but when I don't have my big streamer lights pointed at me, the whole room does light up with this thing, so it's pretty cool. T-Man, is the side panel a pain to set up in FS22? We're about the same. I don't have the side panel anymore. I actually gave that to somebody in the community that was desperate to get one, and so we gave that away to somebody to get it out of my house. It was just taking up space. I wasn't using it. Igor, I do apologize. My Russian is very poor at this point, but Privyet, welcome to the stream. Are you going to harvest the stream? We did some harvest a little bit at the very beginning, or did I do that off camera? We're going to try and harvest some sugar beets here in a moment, so we're going to jump ahead. I just want to get this field cultivated, because then the planter can finish up real quick here, and we're going to jump right into sugar beet harvest. It does look a lot like the beacons in the game. It just, the way the camera picks up the light, it's hard to kind of see that. I thought it would fly, blah, blah. I'm trying to catch up on chat here. I think modding will go off with a boom. I think modding is going to be great. I think that I've already talked to several modders. In fact, I'm testing some mods for a couple of people that wanted to get a jump start on things. And so the modders are excited about what they see in FS22. There's a lot of modders out there. They want to have day one mods. And so they are, you know, already working on stuff, even though the game doesn't release until Monday. So, yeah, exactly, T-Man. She saw the box. She looked at the box and goes, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's a beacon light. It's gonna, like, kind of like a strobe light. It's gonna flash." And she just shook her head and walked away. She's just like, "You guys and your toys." Can I show the Demco semi-trailer dumping? Yes, that's why I want to do sugar beets. We're going to use the Demco side dump trailer for the semi. We're going to use the Amity beet truck and the harvesters. We already have a field planted. I just need to fast forward time. So we're going to do some sleeping here as soon as we get done with this field. In fact, we might just call this good enough, because I'm not going to babysit the corn planter here too. So we've done our fair share of tillage and planting. Let's get this done. Yeah, we're at the house. We just need to sleep. We already planted. No, we need to spray. Dun, dun, dun. Let's try out the new sprayer. We haven't gotten a chance to try this yet. And let's buy a pallet of spray. We're going to get this spray. And, oh, we already got some here. Yeah, the planter's done. We're going to call it good enough. We got most of the field done. At this stage, I'm not trying to necessarily cover everything. I just want to have enough enough materials so that we can have crops in the bins when we want to test with production stuff tomorrow. Let's shut that back off. We don't need to spray just yet. In fact, I forgot we need to get into a growth stage first. So we're going to sleep a couple days here real quick. Yeah, I heard that the beacon lights are going to work for the console players too, and that there was just a bug. So I'm excited to hear that they're bringing a lot of this stuff to console as well. Tanner, for the grain bins with the augers, I demoed all of that at the very beginning of my first FS22 live stream yesterday. So if you go and check out the live stream I did at 2 o'clock yesterday, we set up bins, we set up augers, and we went all the way through that process. Let's grab this sprayer now. So this is a cool thing that we haven't shown off in the stream yet. We have sprayer section control now, it looks like. And so I've been really anxious to test this, and I just haven't gotten a chance yet. So let's give it a shot. And where am I going? I think field 52 here is our sugar beet field. So we're going to unfold this. Our tires get all nice and wide. And we have Control Z to change work width. And so you can see here I can minimize my working width from all the way out to a narrower path. And so I'm going to turn on our spray. And we're going to come down here and you can see it's not like sprayer section control where I'm not spraying off, but if I push Control Z, I can turn off those outer booms. And so it's kind of annoying that I can't turn off just one side. And it's not, I'd prefer if it was automatic, but they're getting there. And so the support for turning off different pieces of the boom is built into the base game sprayer here. And so I know they talked about essentially a sensor-based sprayer section control type thing with precision farming is going to be coming. But they've obviously put the support into the base game for that in a meaningful way here with a UI built in, which is really cool. And so I'm looking forward to seeing more from this down the road here. But right now, it still works very much like a normal sprayer. Oh, they're yelling at me. I should move the camera here so you guys can see this better. 1 second. We're gonna block the map. Nobody cares about the map right now. Here we go. So here, now you guys can see what I'm talking about. So see how we got the little dots all the way across here? And I'm in a full width spraying position. If I push Control Z, it'll bring those in section by section, but it does both sides at the same time. And so that part was weird to me. But if I come in here, I can raise and lower this. I was really hoping that they'd give me the option to kind of control one side or the other with the the way the work width sets up. So, but yeah, so this is spraying fertilizer. We're just making sure that we fully fertilize the sugar beets here so that when we go to harvest them, we're going to get as many as possible, because I don't like having to do a lot of beet harvesting because it's time consuming. We're going to park this guy over here at the fire department. I'm sure they won't mind. It's Perma's modding. Good to see ya. Glad you could make it. Do you think the controller will be able to turn on hazards or four-ways? I honestly, I don't know much about how they've set up the console stuff at this point. Can I show the customizations for the Wilson grain trailer? The only customizations are wheel hubcap colors. I'm 99% positive. Give me one moment. We can double check. The spray animation looks fantastic, though. It does look good. I'll give you that. It has that cloud mist approach, which is a lot better, I think, than the previous game. The Wilson, we've got. Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. We have the colors here: black, white, stainless steel, and pewter, and then you have your rim colors of chrome, gray, black, and white. So a little bit of options, but I think we had most of these colors in FS19. I don't know why we've got this tractor randomly parked in a field. I'll move it out here so we don't have problems later down the road when we go to start our worker. There we go. You can now sleep at any time during the day, which is pretty awesome. In fact, we're going to sleep one more time right now to grow our sugar beets a little bit further. Did they fix harvesting one crop and hitting an old patch of a different crop, causing the harvester to stop? I have not been able to test that theory yet. Let me... Oh, we're in December. It's going to snow. Now, I have turned off... Oh, let me double check that. I think I've turned off seasons in this particular saved game. So I had left snow on, but we don't have seasonal growth because I wanted to make sure that we were going to be able to grow the crops and do what we need to do. And so the snow and the fact that it's December is not going to affect us for tonight's live stream. When I start doing my Let's Play series, we'll obviously be playing with seasons. So let me get a sugar beet harvester. Now, somebody was asking about using the Grimmy here. I just want to compare the stats. Yeah, actually, it looks like it's got the biggest capacity, which is probably a good thing. Where's our sugar beet technology? It's 2.7, 4, and 3. So it's not as wide as the Ropa, but it has a bigger capacity. Or is that even the same thing? That's a header. This is just a topper. Does it have the header built into it? Is that what I'm missing? It does. But how do I know how wide it is then? I don't. No wheel options. No. Let's do it. Here's our sugar beet harvester. So let's get going and bring this up to the field, and then we got to get the cart and the semi-trailer here still. Did you do a vlog with Squad at his IRL farm? I did. I haven't posted it yet. I'm still working on some of my real-life farming vid edits, or I'm working on all of them. I haven't posted any of them. I had a lot of problems with that footage coming off the camera, and so it's going to take a while, and it kind of got pushed to the back burner with FS22 coming out. But I did get to go out and visit his farm. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, diesel power. We started with 100 million. So just to give you kind of a idea of how much money we've spent here. We're already down to 88 million, so I've spent $12 million already on this farm. All right, so, oops, now we want to try out this awesome beet wagon. And I'll need a tractor for that, so I don't know, maybe we'll grab a... I haven't used an 8RX tonight. I think I'm due. We'll grab a 8RX. And then I will grab the big Demco side dump semi-trailer here. And what better truck to go with that than this Superliner? We'll actually get the cool American Eagle version. Vehicle fleet. Okay, I might have a problem. Nice. That's probably actually true. We do have a problem. Let's see here. After sugar beet, can I do some corn? Wow, we'll see what kind of time we have, for sure. JD Farmer, have a good night. Cameron, I can't give it a rating, but I can say I do like FS22 more than 19. I guess I'll if Giants wants to yell at me for making that admission, they can. I'm absolutely in love with FS22. I think that, you know, it's got a few issues. It's definitely got some bugs, but I think it's an awesome game. So I'll kind of leave it there. Technically, I have a review embargo until Monday, so I'm not supposed to rate the game. I'm probably not supposed to be doing as much comparison as I do, but it's been awesome. How many decals do we get on the semi if we didn't pre-order? I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't have any of the extra bonus codes installed on this save, so I don't have any pre-order bonuses or anything like that installed here. It's just the base game with a key on it, so. I think that if you pre-ordered, you get like a black version of some of the semis, which this only comes in red. I can't change the color, which is a little bit unfortunate. Some of the other Max semis, you can actually change the colors, though. Oh, Doug Scott, 32 stickers. Yeah, there's a bunch of stickers that come in the collector's edition in the box. Builder Man, how good is the AI? It's about on par with FS19. It's got all the cool features of being able to move equipment around the map and stuff, but it's a little rough, so it's still a work in progress, I guess I'll say. All right, we've moved that out of the way. We need to grab our 8RX and Beet wagon, and then I think we'll be good. Permas, you actually saw Mac Anthem in the parking lot at the store? Nice. What happened to Case in the base game? There's a bunch of Case in the game, or I shouldn't say a bunch. There are Case tractors and combines in the game. In fact, there's 2 Case combines in the game. But there is definitely less Case. But there's more Case like implements and stuff. So we have 2 Case speed tills. We have a couple of Case combines, a couple of Case tractors, so I would say it's a little bit more varied. I would say that John Deere and Case kind of swapped positions in this game, where I felt like in 19 they had some John Deere, but not a lot, where now they've got a lot of John Deere and a little bit of Case. All right, so we're going to park this, and then it looks like I need to move some time forward again. I'm so glad I've got crop destruction off right now. Let's check the map and see how close we're getting. Here we are. Growth type. We're into a greenish color. This is already catching up here. It looks like beets take a little bit longer to grow, maybe. Oh. So let's sleep one more day here. Maybe we'll get some snow. Dun, 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 dun. Juan, you're assuming Case will be a DLC? That's possible. Jordan, I'm definitely hoping to see more American maps and mods in FS22. They will, I know, well, I just know they're going to come out with them. I'm already working with modders to get stuff in games, so. So if you know any modders that are looking for some help, assistance, I'm more than happy to get involved, test things, showcase things. I've been slowly building a good relationship with a lot of the modding community, so we're getting there. I'm excited for what FS22 is going to bring. We're going to save real quick because it's been a while and check our field states. Looks like corn's going to be ready sooner than later. Let's skip ahead here. We got to get to harvest. Come on, come on. Oh, there we're going. All right. Looks like we're going to get corn down there, so we need to buy a bigger harvester. We had a little harvester. Let's get the big Fendt Ideal out. I haven't played with this thing yet. I've got an 8T, a 9T, and a 10T, but they didn't take the steering wheel out of the 10T. I'm almost positive all the 10Ts have the steering wheel removed in real life. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive. All right, we're going to go down to a 9T because I can't bring myself to do it. Let's grab a big corn header. We don't have a 16 row for the Agco, huh? We got to use the 12 row? Well, that's mildly disappointing. We're definitely going to be going all out on the John Deere in this series. Do. Get all loaded up here. There's an option to remove it in the 10T. I've not seen a 10T in real life that had a steering wheel. So let's come in here. We will go to the driver settings and I will tell this guy to drive to here. And then let's double check. This field is not yet ready, I think. Actually, I could just check in here, I suppose. It is not. So we're going to skip ahead one more day so that we can kind of get started and do both at the same time here because I really, really want to see these beets. Oh, yeah, Doug, the combination button. I keep forgetting about that because it's new. It'll show you what's compatible with that piece of equipment. So, for example, if I come in here and look at the Ideal, I can push C and then see the different headers that are designed to work with that. So, kind of a handy feature. Sigh. All right, we'll just drive him up there ourselves. What are all the sheds we can get? There's a whole bunch of them. We covered the sheds pretty good in our earlier live stream. Was that yesterday evening? I believe I covered all of those. Oops. Pushing buttons. All Alright, we're going to cut across the headland up here to get to our cornfield a little bit faster. We'll just start the worker off on this to get him going, and then I'm going to jump over to the sugar beets. Mr. Dennis Farms himself, how you doing? The map is so much better for a base game map than what we've had in previous versions, in my opinion. I love it. Absolutely love it. It looks great. I mean, I could nitpick and have some complaints about some things, but for the most part, I at least feel like I'm on an American map. So, I can't really complain, to be honest. So we're going to fire this thing off and send him on his way. We got to check out sugar beets. The other cool thing that I noticed, I haven't had a chance to test it yet, but the train. So I was looking at this little piece here, and I'm like, the train comes through every once in a while, and I walked up here and it goes, rent train for $1,000 per hour. I'm really curious what that does. We got to get some corn in one of these gravity or grain carts, and then we'll try it. Maybe I can put corn into the train directly from the tracks. I don't know, but we're gonna figure that out. But we need to get some grain here first. All right, so corn's going. We'll ignore him. Are our sugar beets finally ready? They are, yes. So let's try this out. I really want to try this Demco side dump. I have no idea where or how we're going to store sugar beets here on the map yet. Haven't figured that one out. Probably just toss them in a shed. But let's try this thing. That guy almost got me. All right. Oh, we got some monitors in this thing. I can't wait eventually, like what I really want. Somebody asked me earlier and I forgot to answer it. I would love if the monitors inside the tractors actually did things. Like if those were real cameras that I could see my crops in, that would be amazing. So we are cranking here. I mean, we're already at 3-4%, and we've only gone down this little headland piece, so we're gonna get some sugar beets here pretty quick. We should have plenty of sugar tomorrow for the live stream, trying to figure out how production chains and all the other things work for multiplayer. Casey, the new engine sounds are pretty good. I've enjoyed the sounds in general in the new version. You've got a lot of subtle detail. Clanks and things when you open and close pieces of equipment. The augers kind of make noises. It's been a lot of updates. Oh, I gotta keep remembering to drink more water here. All these live streams this weekend, I haven't talked so much in one day in a long time. Will the mother bin work on sugar beets? I would hope not. Check out the deer. There he goes. There he goes. I love that they just kind of run out by you and then run away when you get close. It's a lot of fun. The mother bin, like the way that a mother bin auger works, it definitely shouldn't work, and it doesn't. So, how does seasons work in 22? Because you're in March harvesting corn. I turned off seasons for the purposes of this live stream. If I had seasons on, we would have a a growing calendar here in the menu, but it's MIA because I turned off the seasonal growth option right now. We just wanted to, for the live stream, I wanted to make sure that we could get all of the crops and stuff into the bins that we need to do some other testing and videos later tomorrow. Glad Giants put in a new self-propelled sugar beet and potato harvester. Yeah, I think this one's new, right? I haven't seen this one before, I don't think. This guy walking in and out of his house here, and I'm like backing right up to his front door. Coming out to yell at me. What you doing on my front yard with that big sugar beet harvester? Oh, we're missing a row. Get back over. Have I done the helper haul a load to a location to sell or to the bins? I have. We've done that quite a few times. I'll show that off with the corn in just a second. I think the corn's probably about ready for an unload anyway. And so I just want to get enough of these sugar beets here to start unloading them. I should probably have taken a huge headland chunk off, but I'm going to start a worker off on this real quick. And we'll go get this sugar beet wagon and move it around. Unfold the wagon. Now, this was the part of this that's weird to me. Is it feels like this is on the wrong side, right? Like, how am I supposed to ride alongside the sugar beet harvester here with this big auger in the way? I mean, I can definitely pipe it out, but then I really can't get close enough. Would I load with it folded up like this? Like, we're going to do the cheesy unload while driving on the crops here real quick, just because convenience and time. But this just seems not optimal to me. Like, it seems like something's wrong here. Like, one of these devices shouldn't have the auger on this side. I'm very confused by this setup. Like, I feel like the Grimmy has the auger on the wrong side. Or maybe the Amity. One of these is backwards and it's driving me nuts. Either way, it is what it is right now. We're going to just squeeze by here. So I've got 16,000 liters of sugar beets. Let's see how this works out. Oh, I'm way too close to this guy. This wagon is for towed behind beet harvesters. Oh. Oh, and US-style beet harvesters which unload on the other side? So let's see. Maybe the other beet harvesters are set up differently? So all of these are left side. I could pull it behind something like this, though, maybe? Does this dump behind or to the side? Let me buy one of these and go look at it up at the store. You just have to overload on the available side. Yeah, this loads on the go with American style harvester. Yeah, this is, I would expect to be able to unload on the go with this, but I wouldn't expect to have the belt like in the way here where you could only put beets on one side or the other of it. I'm kind of curious, does it connect to this pull behind style harvester here? Is there a trailer hookup on the back of it? I don't see one. All right. Nope. No, Joffrey, we looked at the mother bin. It doesn't take beets. Which it wouldn't make sense for it to take beets. It's got the wrong kind of auger. Yeah, that's the EU style looking one. It's not It doesn't look like the US style one does. Dun, dun, ta-da. I apologize if I'm missing some messages on chat here. I want to get one more. I'm going to unload this guy on the way back down here with a few more beets. And see if we can fill up this trailer real quick. I want to see what it looks like when it's full. So Case, Holcomb, I would say there's not probably a lot of self-propelled beet harvesters in the U.S., except for the fact that I do live in Michigan, and I just went up to the Thumb area, and there were a ton of self-propelled beet harvesters in the Thumb area in Michigan. And so I was really surprised to see a bunch of big Homer and Grimmy and different kinds of... it was mostly Homer that I remember seeing up there, but the really big sugar beet harvesters, the self-propelled type, so that was really cool. I didn't even realize that there was a Homer dealer in the United States, but it's right here in Michigan, so... Yeah, I saw a couple of Ropa as well, I think, but mostly Homer. Yeah, there's like 100 self-propelled harvesters in the Michigan area. Exactly. They were like, it looked like a big contract crew too, where they were just coming through and doing everybody's fields. I am sure it's completely legal to unload on a 4-lane highway. And it looks like our semi has reached its weight limit, is my guess. I'm going to hop out here and we can talk about that momentarily for anybody that hasn't seen the difference between weight. Oh no, it's a volume limit. So that's what it looks like with a full fill plane. So we are full up on sugar beets. Now the question is, what do we store sugar beets in? So let's look here. Under silos, I have a bunker silo for grass. Containers? Tools? Farmhouses? I think I just store it in a shed, to be honest. Like, I would probably get a big shelter of some kind and just get a conveyor belt and dump them into it. So... Homer is starting to sell in the U.S. now. Yeah, there's actually a Homer dealer in Michigan. I worked with KMN on the Case AFS Steiger before it was sent to Carl Farms. We'll be letting Carl Farms convert that pack. Yeah, Carl's Farms already said that he plans on releasing that as his first mod to FS22, I think. So we can dump these at the sugar mill, though. So let's save the game. And then we'll go to the sugar mill. I'm just noticing my time is sped up a bit. I'm going to slow that down. And we're going to come up here to the map. And I want to say my sugar mill was down here. That's the grapes. Oil mill. Bakery. Biogas. We'll find it, folks. Spinnery, sawmill, dairy, cereal factory. It'll be the last one I click on. Carpentry. Okay, I'm definitely missing it. Grain mill. How am I missing this? I've got to have placed all of them, right? Maybe not. Oh, there's the lime station. I haven't had a need for that yet. Debris crusher for the rocks. I am not seeing a sugar mill here anywhere. So maybe there isn't one on this particular map. Maybe they don't plan on people growing sugar beets here. All right, well, let's place one ourselves. I'm just like really shocked still. I'm like, I feel like I should be just missing it, but try the search capability. What search capability? There's no search. I don't know what you're talking about. There is no search here. Can we see if there are solar panels? There are a number of different solar panels. If you come in here and go to placeables, not tools, production generators, there's a whole bunch of solar panels. So you got little tiny ones, great big ones. You've got a wind energy, big turbines, even bigger turbines. So lots of cool options in there. Okay, let's find somewhere to place a sugar mill here. Man, I really didn't want to have to place any large buildings here. What does a sugar mill look like? Maybe I've seen it. Sugar mill. Ooh, that's going to be pretty big. Glenwood Sugar Mill. There's definitely be one on the map here. We're going to take one more look through here because it's even a US-style building here. It should be one of these type symbols. Carpentry. Grapes, oil, bakery. This is all our farm. Biogas. There is definitely not one here. All right, well, we'll place one. I wish I could buy, like, the town areas so that I could try and, like, place one alongside an area of the town. We'll buy this field here, and I'm going to see if I can, like, put it somewhere in the corner by this road, maybe. Construction, production, sugar meal. Let's go. All right, this is field 56. And that land is not owned by me. I really don't want to mess up my field. We're going to put it somewhere right in here. We'll show off how some of the landscaping stuff here works, I guess, while we're at it. So I'm going to put it right here. Boom. And then I'm going to jump into landscaping, painting, and we're gonna get some gravel here. And we're gonna hit F1. It's N and M to change brush size. I'm gonna use V to change my cursor shape here a little bit. And I'm just gonna paint some gravel. See, this is what I hate about not owning land. Is I can't make a driveway to the road that looks good because I wasn't able to buy all of the land all the way up to the edge here. So a little bit frustrated about that. So this is going to look a little bit awkward. That's all right. We'll just deal with it. I'm going to put some grass here around the outside. Normally I'd be a little bit more careful here, but we're just going to fix it. Oh, we've got a delivery point on the back here, so we need some gravel to get around here. So we'll just have this driveway come around here as far as we can. And so the tools are very much the same as FS19 for actually painting and doing things. I feel like there's less options. There's less textures available to you. But that is what it is. I think that's just a function of how things work right now on the map. I think that'll be something that modders are going to be able to create more of. Different textures and stuff when you're on a given map. So I'm just going to bring this out so we've got a nice wide room for trucks. Oh, we're growing with the Michigan crowd here again in chat. My fellow Michiganders. I do live in the Metro Detroit area. I'm not from Michigan, though, originally. I'm from Minnesota. Minnesota? Yeah, sure, you betcha. But I've been living in Michigan for a couple of decades now. Getting old. Mappers can add paintable textures to their maps. Yeah, I knew you could in FS19. I'm assuming you'll be able to do the same thing here. So I'm hoping they can also make it so I can buy my land all the way up to the road and paint my own driveways. So let's pull this big old trailer full of beets out, and we're going to try and dump them into our brand new sugar making production facility. Matthew, I'd agree the tools do seem like they're a little bit more refined. Like everything just has a little bit more polish. All right. So let's see here. That's where we get stuff from. So I'm assuming the delivery is going to be over here on this side. So if I bring this back over here, this is going to look really strange delivering the beets this way, but I should be able to just dump this right on into this back door here. There we go, folks. So this should allow us to ideally start making some sugar. If we come in here to our production menu and we go here, I have the ability to make sugar beet sugar. I can also make sugar beet cut sugar. I don't know what that is. Sugar beet cut is something I'd have to take a closer look at. But we've got lots of sugar beet, and so we're able to turn that into sugar here. It's enabled, so as time goes on... Oh, it's inactive, actually, so I can activate that, and now it'll start pulling my sugar beets out and creating sugar, which is kind of cool. Does the side tipper have a hitch for a dolly on the back? I don't believe it does. I haven't seen any options for it in the store, and I don't see any options to do anything other than drive with this. It almost looked like you could slide this forward and back a bit, but I think it's just this way to distribute the weight of the trailer a bit. I've never actually seen a dump trailer quite like this in real life. It looks a little different to me, but I'm sure it is what it is. The Fiegel Ruby under the loader attachments, there you go. Oh, and of course we haven't been harvesting all this time like I had hoped because I left the wagon in the way. So I'm just going to pull this up and out of our way here. So we've done some sugar beets. Let's hop out here and check on the corn. I've got a tractor with a wagon on it here somewhere, a grain cart. There we go. We're going to use this one because I have the other tractor out here. I think I have a 9RX with the big Demco cart on it. But that big Demco doesn't work very well. It has an issue with the way the fill plane or the hitbox for dumping grain is on it. And so I got to write up a ticket for Giants on that one as well. So we're going to take this, though, over here to our cornfield real quick. and see how this big ideal does on the corn. Maybe you can add another dump trailer to it. Maybe, I'm not sure. We're running across this empty field here. We've got a nice little bridge right here across the creek, which I have used earlier. I'm going to turn right because we got a planter there. Whoa. The 8RT, even with the front weights, gets a little slidey if you turn too fast with the big trailer behind it. Josie, do the silos have built-in dryers? Some of the silos do have dryers, but they don't do anything. There's no corn drying mechanic in FS22 out of the gate. So, visual only. Myopic, have a good one. Appreciate you swinging by the stream. Could you talk to Giants about making the driveway part? I'll definitely mention it, especially because of the whole like production chains thing. People are going to be placing buildings down and want to be able to, create a driveway to get into it. So I will mention that one to them. I'm not sure where that'll rate in their priority list, but it can never hurt to point things out. Is there landscape mode? Yeah, we just did landscaping. We placed down a placeable and painted the grass and the terrain and everything around it just a couple minutes ago here. Why is everything in the game HUD blue? It looks very rushed. I don't know. It's just a different style. I actually kind of like the blue. At first, I was not a big fan of it. I didn't think I would like it, but now I do. It's kind of growing on me. It's like easier to look at over long periods of time. All right, there we go. So I'm going to leave this guy here while the harvester goes. We just said we were going to go look at something. What was that? Looking back up at the chat. Side tippers. Don't. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts now. Well, I can't remember what we just said we were going to do. So we got corn going. I'm going to fold this planter up and get it out of the way. Go, planter. I love these deer, though. You see them kind of walking around, and then you come up on them, and they run away here real quick. Could you show the ground after harvesting corn up close? Absolutely. So we've got, I'll even stop moving here so the compression might not be as bad. So this is our like normally harvested corn texture where you've got stalks and you've got some corn debris there on the ground. And then if we tab through our equipment here for just a moment, I've got another cornfield somewhere around here. When did we buy that piece of equipment? Right here. And so there's a mulchers now where you can come through and mulch down the corn stalks and make it look like this. And then if I jump back over to that cornfield we were just next to, right here. This is what a cornfield will look like if you harvest it with a forage harvester, because it doesn't leave any chaff behind. It just cuts it off at the corn stalks, and so there's no chaff left on the ground because all of that chaff gets pulled into the forage harvester. So that was kind of cool. We finally have like kind of different ground textures between a field harvested with a normal harvester and one harvested with a forage harvester. So that was pretty cool, I thought. corn seems taller now, diesel power. Great question. I would say yes. I do think that they increase the height of corn. It does seem to be fairly tall, which is what I was used to. Inclined to agree with you. Is there going to be a mod hub? There is. There's nothing on the mod hub right now, but there should be mods there, I would assume, fairly soon. Ryan, welcome to the stream, man. We've got some case combines, actually. I was just running with a 7150 right before the stream here. We'll pop over there in just a second. We gotta unload this corn. What is this guy doing? Our workers. We should have taken the headlands off. I'm always so lazy. We'll let him figure that out, and I'll hop over here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? We got so many jobs going on at the same time right now. Oh my goodness, we bought too much equipment. So we got these nice, I'd say more EU style case 7150s, because I can't get duals that don't have the big clamp-ons. So I guess that'd be the only thing that really makes this not US style, other than no warning indicators on it. But I was surprised to see a more modern, mid-sized case combine in the game. So that's kind of cool. How often does secondhand stuff reset? I'm not sure what you mean there, Rusty. Josh, the controls are very similar to FS19 with a few differences. How's performance with all the equipment loaded in? Pretty good. I've been playing with my settings here. You can see I'm, hovering somewhere around 50 frames per second right now. I've got, 4 or 5 workers going. And I'm running on a 4K resolution with every possible setting maxed in the entire game right now. And I have, I believe DLSS is turned off right now. If I turn DLSS on, because I have a 2080 RTX card, I didn't see it drop below 60 frames a second. So I also didn't notice any performance degradation really, which is pretty awesome. But overall, frames have been pretty good, considering in Farm Sim 19 running at 4K resolutions, I was unable to maintain 30 FPS while streaming. Because I do one box, so all my streaming and everything is going through the same PC. I couldn't keep 30 FPS in FS19 most of the time. So turning DLSS on, I tested that earlier. I was at 60 frames a second all the time, and the graphics looked just as good as they do now. There is no ray tracing in FS22 as far as I know. You prefer FS19 interface for sell points. Seems easier to find buildings instead of looking in the map. Yeah, it's funny is I've been playing this so much the last couple of days, I can't even remember what FS19 looks like for some of these things. So I'll definitely have to go back and do some comparison stuff here soon. I've wanted to kind of do a compare between FS19 and 22 for a few different things. How does seasons work differently? How does, different feature function work differently? So we'll definitely be doing that over a few days. Somebody asked about the mods that I have loaded. I've only got one mod loaded. Let me go up to my farm here. So I converted the most important mod in the game, the Kedrick Farms sign. So I converted this over from 19. Legacy Ag made this for me a while back, and so I converted this to FS22 just to see if it could be done. We got it in game. It's a placeable. So if I come into the placeables menu here and we go over to, where did this go? Decoration, other. The Kedrick Farm sign is here. I can place it down. You can rotate it around. And so I got this thing fully in-gamed and put into the placement system. So didn't take too long. The AI stops randomly. I wouldn't say they stop randomly. They stop when they get stuck on something. Man, we have a lot of equipment now. But I would say the AI is about the same as it was. You know what? We're not going to keep tabbing. We're close enough. Lots of tractors are already in the game. There's a fair amount of equipment. A lot of larger tractors in the game. Hey, it is Legacy Ag in the chat. I didn't see you there, man. Good to see you. We had to convert the best mod for Farm Sim from Farm Sim 19 to FS22 first, right? So we've got the Kedrick Farms sign. Will Courseplay be made? I have no idea. You know, make no mistake, the AI functionality they added to FS22 is not a replacement for Courseplay. It's a very different functionality. I would say, if anything, it's a little bit closer to auto drive in how it functions. But it still needs some work. Just saw some AI overreact to traffic in another stream. Yeah, the AI is interesting. Is this coming out tomorrow? If you pre-ordered with Giants on the official Farming Simulator website, it should release at 6 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. And then if you're on Steam, it's 3 a.m. on Monday. If you are on console, it will be available at midnight. Pipe out. There we go. Do I know the differences between PS5 and PS4? I don't know specifically. I know slot counts are different between those. Oh, there we go. Anyone else looking forward to the official release Monday? Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to talk about the full picture as well. There is crossplay now, which is awesome. So we'll be setting up some community servers to play with folks. Hopefully on Monday the servers will become available. So I'm looking to probably have some multiplayer servers up on Tuesday, which will be fun. I know for FS19, the community members have appreciated getting to play. We were doing about weekly live streams with community members, so I'm looking forward to getting back into that and running some multiplayer live streams on Tuesday nights. Should be a blast. Alright, we're gonna see if I can pull this in here and dump another load of sugar beets. Check on this production system again. I'm kind of curious what the total capacity is on some of these buildings. We haven't really put that to the test yet here. If you were going to fill anything up, it'd probably be sugar beets because of how much volume you get off of a field. Stealth gaming, I do when I'm playing games like ATS. I haven't set it up here in Farm Sim 22 yet. I do plan to, so when I start live streaming, the plan is going to be to do 100% realism type stuff. So I'll be using the manual shifting. I'm going to set up my shifter to do gears. They have ranges and stuff, so when you're driving semi, you can actually shift like for an 18 speed and stuff. And so we're going to get it all set up here and definitely be tackling all of that here starting next week as we get into the Let's Plays and stuff. I did play with the manual shifting a little bit in my live stream on Friday at I think it was a 2 p.m. live stream that I streamed. And so if you want to see how that works, I played with that a little bit. Appreciate you, Johnny. I've been biting my tongue all last couple of days. I mean, I will say I like it. The game is good. So, you know, that part is honest feedback. You know, there's definitely things that, you know, could be better, could be different, but I think that's probably always true with games like this. There are no compaction mechanics in FS22 at this point. Stealth Gaming, I have the Logitech shifter that comes bundled with the G920 that I bought. Giants releases at midnight CET. Yeah, so that's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. They put a great graphic out on their Discord server and on like Facebook and their other social media accounts. If you're on the Ketterick Farms Discord server, I have those pictures posted in there as well in the announcements section. If you're not on the Ketterick Farms Discord server, feel free to join up. We've got like 2,400 members on the Discord server. Great place to get some help, talk to other people. A lot of real farmers in there as well, so if you're looking for somebody to chat about not just farm sim, but actual farming, we've got a lot of people hanging out in that part of the community as well. Josh Sanders, am I going to midnight? I'd probably about there, yeah. We've been streaming for almost 3 hours now, 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's a little longer than I usually go. So we'll probably go for just a little bit longer. I want to finish this field of sugar beets here. Stealth Gaming, is the shifter worth it? I don't know. For playing games like ATS, absolutely. I love having the shifter. For Farm Sim, I haven't used it enough to really get a feel for if that's something that I'm going to want to do long term. Farm Sim Freak, is there noise when you cut down a tree? What kind of noise? Like the chainsaw or the, I don't know, the logger? I don't know what the big log cutters are called, but those make noise. But do you mean like when the tree hits the ground? Is there a noise from that? I don't know. Give me a second. I know it's disorienting when I tab really fast. Here, we'll try it. I'll not talk while we cut this tree so you guys can listen. Let me see if I can turn it up a smidge. Oh, that's only for me. Oh, listen to that. I hope you guys could hear that too. The tree kind of creaked and fell and then hit the ground and made a noise. I like it. Now I have to tab back through and find our beet cart here. I'm gonna definitely take a look at making the mod that lets you take things out of the tab cycle. I forget what it was called in FS19, but that's a must-have mod for me now. Sean, normally I do live streams, well, right now on Tuesday nights, and I stream for a couple of hours from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And then I post daily videos, or I'm going to try and post around daily videos between 5 days a week and 7 days a week on either tutorial content or a Let's Play series. So that'll be starting up on Monday. Harry King, this game comes out on Monday. Yeah, Diesel Power, it's just like I'm having flashbacks to the beginning of 19 again. Is just like tab, 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 tab. Are those the new designed 8Rs? This is the 8RX that came out, what, a year ago or so now? A couple years ago? We had this as a mod in FS19. It's just a lot of fun to have it in base game now for FS22. All right. I think this is going to be about our last load here up to... Well, we've got more of the sugar beets field over there than I had hoped. 2020 was the first 8RX, yeah. What year is it again? I don't even know. Oh, is that semi-full? Is that our problem? Yeah, he's definitely overlapping a bit, which is really unfortunate. So, not the most... He's like losing one row. Oh, but it's because... So he's not losing a row. He missed 10 sugar beets up here, and so he's lining up to get those 10 sugar beets. Josh, I will be streaming tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, as well as 9 p.m. Eastern Time again. So we'll be doing multiplayer with FSG at noon, and we're going to find out everything we want to know about how multiplayer works, what the menu options are, how the voice chat works, how does multiplayer affect production chains, the whole 9 yards. In fact, that's part of why we're doing kind of a chill stream tonight, so I could just get a bunch of material into production chains so we could play with that. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to do another chill stream like this where we just kind of hang out and I show things off, and I'm going to open it up to anybody who's a channel member. And so if you're subscribed to the channel, channel member, I should say, on YouTube, then I'm going to open up a multiplayer game and post the details on Discord for the channel members. And anybody who pre-ordered on Giants is going to be free to come join the stream with me. Is there more American sheds in 22 for console? Not really. Like, they're sort of, kind of American-ish. So our sheds are all of these options. So we actually have a lot of sheds. But I don't consider most of these American. But I'm not going to place this, but I'll hold it out here so you can see it. It's a big shed. It's got big doors on it. It's got lights inside. It's a pretty basic shed. I just don't like the, the windows and stuff on the front. I guess it's for light, but it just looks kind of weird. Doesn't look like what I think of when I think about a standard American shed. But you do have a lot of options here. And so they did a decent job with it. It's better than, I feel like it's better than the shed options that we had in 19. Have you checked out the other farms on Elm Creek? Not in a lot of detail. We drove past a couple of them at different points in the stream here, or in one of the streams, but I haven't like really focused in on which one I want to like start farming. I will not be using the starter farm here on the main road. We'll be picking one of the other farms here on the map. In fact, that might be a fun thing to do here. Let me start this. And I thought I saw our Mahindra here. Or we'll use the pickup. I haven't driven this pickup this stream. And we'll go check out the other farms here real quick. So let me look at where they're at on the map here real quick. So if I'm not mistaken, we're here in the middle. There's a farm located up in this corner, one in this corner, and one down in this corner here, and then another one down in this corner. So you have a farm in each corner and one in the middle here, because you can't buy these areas here. So we'll take a quick tour around the corners of the map here real quick. That'll be a great way to wind down here today. How many bushels is the Wilson grain trailer? I'm not sure because they don't do bushels in Farm Sim 22 still, which is disappointing. I really wish they'd added a unit of measure to the game. I have noticed that there's not nearly as much lizard equipment in the game, which I think is a positive. I love that they have focused in on a lot of equipment that's actually branded now. Can you use the John Deere planter? I'm not sure we're going to get to that this stream. We did get one and take a look at it earlier. Where am I going? We missed our turn. We'll take the, oh, that's a walking path, not a driving path. We're going to cut through, go do a little bit of off-roading here to get to our road. There we go. So there's a lot of nice little fields back here if you want to do some smaller farming, or you could combine these up with a plow and get some big fields on the map. And you've got Mossy Pine Ranch. So I'm going to guess this is set up to kind of be like a horse ranch here. Nice red barn here. Got a garage and a house up here. Very cool. Let me hop out here. I'm pretty sure I can get into some of these buildings at least. Maybe not. Maybe I have to own the land? I don't think so. Well, that's mildly unfortunate. Here, let me buy it real quick just to see what happens. Buy. Nope. None of the barns here seem to be functional, so that's unfortunate. Wish they had a leaderboard on the outside of the silo products for what you have in. So when you walk up to a silo now, it'll tell you what's inside of it, which is pretty cool. So you don't have to actually bring up the menu. Yeah, Master Gamer, the John Deere is a direct drill, but it doesn't have a fertilizer option, which is unfortunate. So it's kind of a trade-off. You can direct drill, but you don't get the fertilizer. Alright, let's speed our way over here. The terrain is great over here. I do like having the rolling hills. I know there was a lot of debate online about it. I think it breaks the map up nicely, so not really too sad about it. Kind of gives a little bit of something for everybody, you know, depending on what your play style is. For a starter map, I think it makes sense. Ooh, now this is looking a little bit more my style. That's a big shed there. If I can actually get into that shed, this might be a good home for me. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we haven't looked at yet, so we're attempting to take a look at a few things here towards the tail end. But yeah, so I'm not getting any door options, and like the other side, I mean, I bought the other shed and it didn't open up, so I don't think this is going to be any different. Although it's kind of surprising, like that's a big shed. I would really expect, we'll try it again. We're going to buy all the land here today. Like, there's no option to open this door. A little bit sad, because this could have been a really cool shed, even if it's just completely empty inside to park some equipment. Without it, this feels like kind of a really bizarre farmyard, right? It's just here for looks. It's not a functional farm for multiplayer. So you'll still be building your own farmyards if you're playing with other people for multiplayer. Which, I mean, I don't mind doing. I might actually just build my own farm somewhere on the map then, knowing what I know now. Let's see here. I need to get down. There's 2 more farms, one down here and one over there. So we're going to off-road it, folks. Maybe in multiplayer it's different. I really doubt it. I mean, we can try it, but I just really doubt it's going to be different. Oh, yeah, that fence wasn't a collision. All right, let's get over here because it's a long way to go around. Can you delete the buildings? That's a great question. We'll go check that in 1 second. We'll get to the next farm and we'll see if we can delete the buildings. Because if you can delete them, at least you can do something else. Whoa, whoa. Some curbs there. The reason it's so unfortunate is the farms look nice. I would probably just use the farm as it's laid out if the sheds functioned. Like this one here. Like this one's open, so I could go in there and put stuff in if I wanted. Although I actually wish that had doors on the barns. But down here, I've got these awesome Quonset huts. Road closed to through traffic. Does that mean I'm going to crash into something down here? Yeah, right here. So I've got all these awesome Quonset huts, and they're off the edge of the map, so I can't actually use them. That's sad, sad panda. But hey, if you're looking for some collectibles, they're right here. So we wanted to see if I can delete the buildings when I buy the land. So I'm going to buy this land. And then we're going to go into construction mode. We're going to go to demolish. I can't demolish this building. I'm unable to demolish any of these buildings. So you are stuck with these. Bum, bum, bum. This ain't no Duke's a hazard. Exactly. Are there any ditches? Not really. There's a little bit of subtlety in some of the ditch areas, but it's not like a normal American-style ditch, I would say. Let me see here. Where am I going next? There's one last farm area over here that we'll go check out. Though I think at this point people were kind of hoping for usable farms, not just visible farms. Woohoo! Guy's flashing his lights at me. Yeah, unless it comes up red when I mouse over it, I can't actually remove it, unfortunately. I'll show you guys. I'll go back up to the main farm after we go to this other corner and show you how the landscaping tool works for removing placeables. Because it's really cool when it's working on stuff that you can actually remove. It's a lot easier to do than it was in previous versions. I really like how it works. So here's the other farmyard, again, with one giant shed that I really wish I could use. That would make my life easier. We've got this brick building here that does actually have a garage stall that you can use. Oh, that's a livestock building of some kind. So, I mean, the farm looks good. It's a nice looking farm. It's just not usable. We come up here. This is one of the sell points, I believe. I find the sell points look good. You know, they beefed them up a bit, I think, versus previous versions of the game. I felt like, you know, the sell points were very minimalistic. You know, it's like, oh, there's 2 silos and a pit, and there's nothing else there. Where here we've, you know, really beefed out this grain elevator. It feels good. You've got a bunch more bins and stuff, so I like it. All right, let's, I'll jump back up to the farm. We'll show what actually deleting looks like. Visit the farm. So when I'm in construction mode and I click on demolish here, when I mouse over something like the house or the barn or our bins or any of the placeables that I've put down, they turn this shade of red where I can then remove them. You know, so like the Kedrick Farms sign is actually, I still have to implement that apparently for FS22. We're not fully done in-gaming this. It's just mostly in-gamed. But you can just see that everything kind of has this highlight texture when you can remove it, which is really easy to do. So, hopefully hide objects will come out soon. Yeah, exactly. I think that's going to be, I'll take a little bit more time. So, but yeah, Ray, I think for multiplayer, it does bring up some questions. Like I was expecting all of those farms to be usable for multiplayer, but whatever. Yeah, exactly. Legacy. You can't get rid of the Kedrick Farms sign. It's sticking around. They were made to last. It's made out of stone, for crying out loud. So, all right. So what time we got? We're at midnight now. So we are an hour past our stream length. We're going to wrap things up here. I think if you're, if you didn't get your question answered, there's more you want to see in FS22, swing by tomorrow at noon, Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing multiplayer with the Farm Sim guy. So we'll answer all your multiplayer questions. We'll try and figure out how some of these different things with production chains and other things are impacted by multiplayer. And yeah, just generally answer any questions you have then. And then we'll also be streaming at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night. Appreciate you all coming out and hanging out in the stream tonight. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more daily Farm Sim 22 content. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. That's all for today. Kedrick, out.